What is going on, guys? We are in New York City in the seaport and it is freezing outside, but the sun is out, so we decided to get out of the office and you guys sent us some great submissions to talk about, so let's walk. So guys, major news happening right now. Obviously, Harry Kane injury. Spurs might have to play without him for 5 weeks or more. So we asked you guys, Spurs without Harry Kane are blank. And we got some great submissions, and here are a few. The Fat Chicharito says, it's like my life. I don't really know your life. Commander Nipple says, the same team that beat City 2-0 in Millwall. You've got a point there. King Kick says, Spurs without Kane are like United with Pogba. You also make great points. And then Amir Moon says, like a cheeseburger without cheese. You might be right on that one too, unless of course you're lactose intolerant, then having a burger without cheese is probably best for you and you might even be better. And Trent Kingy says exactly what their club crest is, a cock trying to navigate a ball. That's really clever. And then finally, Salty Butters, who says, WTF, lettuce. I don't even know what that means, my friend. You just wrote lettuce. That is, I appreciate that. I appreciate the comments, we appreciate the engagement, but I don't know what that means. So please explain to me what lettuce means. But here is my take on the situation. Do I think Spurs are f***ed? No, because they're not gonna give up a lot of goals. It's not the kind of team that they are. They don't give up a lot of goals ever. Their backline is strong, it's solid, but who is going to score goals with Harry Kane out? Dele Alli? Christian Eriksen? Janssen? I don't know. I just know that the main guy that they're relying on is arguably one of the best strikers in the world right now, and now he's out. So guys, this next one wasn't actually a submission, but I have to talk to you guys about it because it's kind of ridiculous. University of New Orleans head basketball coach Mark Schlesinger says, no disrespect to the World Cup, but this is the world's greatest sporting event, and he's speaking about the March Madness tournament, college basketball. Now, listen, Mark, I don't know if you watch the show or not, but if you look at the stats alone, okay, over 1 billion people tuned into the World Cup final at some point during the game. And okay, let's talk about basketball for a second. Okay, you have Cinderella stories, you have exciting moments, you have the underdogs making their way, but that's no different than the FA Cup. In the FA Cup, teams go deep in the tournament, but it's the same as March Madness. Those teams never actually win the tournament. We have all the drama, all the excitement, last minute goals. The only difference is that you score a bunch of points, and your team got knocked out in the play-in game for the tournament. Now, while I respect your excitement, you compare an American sport like college basketball. I respect it. I follow it. I create a bracket and all those things, but it has nothing on the World Cup, man. The entire world is tuning into the world's game to see something exciting happen, and we deliver every single time an exciting product, unlike March Madness. Back to the submissions. Who will be fourth in the Bundesliga for a Champions League spot? Hoffenheim, Eintracht, or Hertha? Well, Eintracht's out. They're 5, 6, 7 points behind. They don't really matter right now. But you have Hertha Berlin that are playing very well. You have Hoffenheim, and then you have Dortmund. 2 of those spots are up for grabs. 3rd and 4th are up for grabs right now. Dortmund just as much has to worry about dropping into 4th or 5th place as much as Hertha and Hoffenheim have a chance to finish 3rd or 4th. So I think those 3 teams are going to be the ones challenging for those 2 spots, and I think Eintracht Frankfurt has really no chance at this point. Where will Liverpool end up? It's the question we're all asking ourselves, right? Well, if Coutinho gets back to the level that he was earlier in the season, top 4 for sure. Actually, I think they're going to finish top 4 regardless. They're a great attacking team. They beat all the big teams in the league. Yes, they've lost to some of the smaller teams along the way, but as teams start to fight for positioning, those middle table teams, they're going to stop caring as much, and then Liverpool's going to be able to take points from them, and then they're going to continue beating those big teams in the league. So a top 4 finish is pretty realistic at this point. Kick, will you guys do a review of the CONCACAF Champions League, please, for MLS and Liga MX fans? Well, the review at this point is that FC Dallas have the best chance of winning the Champions League of anybody in our region for quite a while now, and there's a few reasons why. One, they're the most similar style of play to what you have in Liga MX. So when they face off against Tigres likely in the finals, don't get me wrong, they're 2-1 up after the first leg. They still have to beat Pachuca away, which is going to be a huge challenge. But if they do get to the final, you look at Montreal, they played a different style of play. You look at Seattle, you look at Salt Lake, you look at these teams in the past. They were very different than what FC Dallas are as a team. As a core team, they can match up with those teams in Liga MX and fight for that title. And then you have Tigres, who are just arguably the best team in the region right now. They've been good for the last few years, and they're going to be very tough to beat. So if they get into a final, I don't really know who's going to be able to win, but if anybody for MLS is going to win, it's going to be FC Dallas. Even if you took the whole entire league right now, I'd still say FC Dallas has the best chance. And then also in Liga MX, I'm saying Tigres. So a final between the 2 of them, it's anybody's bet or anybody's guess, but I do hope FC Dallas is able to pull one off and win a championship for MLS. Thoughts on Leicester entering the quarterfinals in their maiden UCL and Arsenal stuck with round of 16 since 2010-2011. Listen, I'll never hate on Leicester. Their story is a dream come true. It's a fairy tale. Everything they're doing is great. I'm sad that Ranieri's gone, but I've got no hate towards anyone except for Arsenal at this point. John Stones might be the worst defender ever. I'm guilty of this too. We've been a little bit hard on John Stones. We've put his price tag with what we expect from his performances, and he's only 23, he's young, he's a kid, and look who he had to play next to, Kolarov, against the best young attacking team in Europe. And John Stones is gonna develop, he's still really young, and I think he'll be a better player in time. The next one is, can you guys do a preview of the draw after Friday? Of course we're gonna do a preview for you guys. We love doing previews, you guys love previews, so of course we're gonna do one. And then we asked you guys for what draws you're looking forward to, and we got a ton of great submissions, and here's my take on this. I want the Spanish teams to play the Spanish teams in these earlier rounds, in these knockout rounds. I want the German teams to play the German teams in these knockout rounds. I don't want it to be an all-German final. I don't want it to be an all-Spanish final, because then the snobbery starts and everybody says the German league's the best or the Spanish league's the best and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to see those teams now. I don't want to see Dortmund play against Monaco. Those are two young teams, and I hope someday we get to a point where these young teams are able to win Europe and prove that you can win European titles and league titles with a quarter of the budget and young talent with all that swag that they have, instead of paying for the top talent in the world. That's my goal, that's my dream. I don't know if it'll happen though. Why aren't Renato Sanchez, Müller, and Coman playing well for Bayern this season? Well, Renato Sanchez and Coman are both young boys. They're gonna have ebbs and flows as they find their form, trying to reach and fulfill their potential. But I will talk about Müller. He hasn't really been informed, and I could actually see him leaving the club after this year, maybe to like Real Madrid, or I don't know who would want him, but he's gonna cost a lot of money, so it's gonna have to be a big club. I don't think he would do well in the Premier League. He's a unique player. Whenever you watch him, you kind of feel like he's not very good, yet he still knows how to score goals in big moments and set up his teammates, and he's actually a really fun guy, and he's fun to watch dance every time that Bayern wins a championship. If you could build your team around one wonder kid, who would it be? Ousmane Dembele for me. That's a great shout, but I'm going with Donnarumma, AC Milan, this young goalkeeper. If you can build a 10, 12, 15-year future around your goalkeeper who's that age and you know that he's so far from his prime, that's a winning bet for me. Recently, I did a video with World Cup winner and Champions League winner Pippo Inzaghi. We did a crossbar challenge. I lost. I was bitter. I made a ton of excuses in the heat of battle. I had gnocchi for lunch. It was really heavy. People called me out on it. Not warming up is on you, dude. Yeah, you're right. I should have been warming up, but I had my producer off schmoozing with the executives. I had my shooter out shooting corner flags with like just moving and no thing. So I was just standing there by myself, freezing in the cold. Again, here I am making excuses as usual. But somebody also asked, what brand is the jacket that I was wearing that day? And I'm actually wearing the same jacket today. It's Nike Streetwear. It's their Italian-made brand. I've had it for like 3-4 years. When I was a Nike athlete, I used up all my allotment to get it 1 year, and I've been using it since then. And where can you buy the hat? I was actually wearing a PSG hat last week. Somebody wants to know where I got that. It's a brand called Talisman & Co. They're out of Minnesota. There's some super rad dudes making really cool lifestyle stuff. And by the way, we're gonna be doing really cool lifestyle stuff coming up here at Kick and Copa 90. It's a huge part of our brand moving forward, so we're gonna be bringing you a lot more stuff so you can kind of stay in tune with what's happening in the fashion and lifestyle world in regards to football. And this guy says, guy or girl, I don't really know, Heath, you're such a babe, bro. Man, new man crush for sure. Hello. Custard says, Heath, how do you do your hair? Well, actually, I haven't had my hair cut in like some months now. I go to one guy. Oh, I almost stepped in dog shit. That's crazy. When you're walking, you can't always see what's around you. But I go to one guy down in the West Village, super rad dude, and he cuts my hair. But I haven't cut it in a while. But thanks for that. I'm happy that I'm your new man crush. Whoever you are out there. MLS question, how high can Atlanta United finish in the Eastern Conference? I don't really know, but I'm excited about them being in the league. It's always good to have new teams in the league that bring an instant fan base. I think there's other fan bases within the league that haven't grown over 20 years or 10 years or 12 years, however long they've been around, and you have new ones that are coming in with this instant fan base, selling 30,000 tickets every game, 50,000 at an attendance. So I hope those are the teams that end up doing well, because there's only hope to grow the credibility of our league. Oh, we've got a guy who wants to talk about my career again. If you guys don't know me by now, if you know me by now, you know that I love talking about stories in my career, because some of them are really, really crazy. So haha, that agent in Scotland is the funniest thing ever. Do a full video on your career. It's great to hear from an insider. Well, I don't know if I'll do a full video on my career, but I'm gonna continue to give you guys stories. And here's an update, by the way, on the last story. When I got offered a contract in Denmark, the first offer that they had, which I turned down and I went back to school for a semester, was that they would offer me league minimum of $2,000 per month. But here was the real catch, that I got to live in the basement of the goalkeeper coach. And they thought that was gonna bring it home, like, oh yeah, we'll just offer him a little bit of money, money, but like we'll hide it behind the fact that we're gonna give him free housing in the basement of the goalkeeper coach. Not even a real coach, the goalkeeper coach. Okay, if you're a goalkeeper coach out there, I'm not saying that you're not a real coach. You are a real coach. You deserve respect, but I'm saying I also wasn't gonna go live in somebody's basement. Guys, listen, we've been hiding from you haters for a while now. We've been not giving you the love and glory that you deserve. So we've decided to let you haters be part of this show. So this is What's Up Haters. And we're gonna post all the things that you say about me, because I love... Not all of them. We can't post all of them. Yeah, you're right. Producer said we can't post all of them because some of them are really, really vulgar and bad. But we are going to post some that are okay and I find kind of funny. The Arsenal fan says, STFU Heath. Aren't we on the same team? Aren't we both Arsenal fans? So you STFU and get your club together because they suck. Next one, the Rockster says, this is why you're the worst football channel on YouTube, moronic Yanks. Charles Gordon says, I'm going to be condescending because you're American commenting on football and I'm a Brit. So if you have been watching football for longer than a few years, you would know that it's surprisingly easy to have a slip in the league after a big night in Europe. Many teams do it. Whoa, Charles Gordon, thank you so much, Mr. Obvious. You've got a firm grasp on these things. And let me guess, if a team were to win and then the next weekend they go on and win again, you'd say, yeah, it's normal that they win those games and then they have that momentum to keep winning. It happens all the time. Everything happens all the time in football. There's thousands of games going on all over the world. While I respect the fact that you're a Brit and you're condescending towards Americans, you don't know what the you're talking about. Next one is, Heath, you are the idiot. Now, this is one that's really important to me and I love, because I should get some sort of award for it, because that would make me the idiot of idiots. And finally, from Mr. Suarez, it's really upsetting how Kick is now more of a hipster soccer channel. Heath, I used to have so much respect for you. Shaking my head. I don't know what you want from us. I mean, we are trying to be, yes, I wear black a lot. Yes, I wear gray and white a lot, monochromatic colors. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, I'll start wearing more. But we're also trying to be different. We're trying to offer you something different than what you get of talking heads behind a desk, talking for 30 seconds, well prepared, not trying to actually engage with you, answer your comments or concerns, just telling you what you have to know. We're actually trying to ask you questions and set up the conversation so we can all talk about it instead of telling you what's right or wrong in this game. So if that's wrong to you, I'm sorry, and you should just stop watching this channel. Well, guys, that's it for us on WTF. Thank you for all the love, well, and hate. Keep all those submissions coming across all the platforms because it makes it so much more fun to get to talk to you guys. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.